Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA and this is another Chelsea video of mine where I've got interesting topics to discuss. I've got one massive talking point video, and that is who Chelsea should sign in the January transfer window in that specific DM position where N'Golo Kante plays, if we want to mount a serious title challenge, and even, you know what, anything's possible, even potentially win the Champions League at the end of the season. Yes, the trophy with the big ears. Could be delving into statistics and stats. There's three specific players that I've shortlisted for the DM position: Bruno Gama, Declan Rice and Dennis Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach. We'll be delving into statistics and which is the best one with the characteristics that suit our team for Frank Lampard's system that he wants to deploy. And also initially I'll be talking about the COVID situation, how there has been a COVID vaccine, in the general world, and how that could mean for fans. Could fans return to football early next year? I'll be discussing that and talking about the article. But before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Starting off with the COVID vaccination. Now, yesterday it broke the world news. It broke the world news, and it wasn't specifically football, but it was that Pfizer, a German company, found a vaccine for the COVID-19 disease, and it is 90% effective. Now, what does this mean for football-wise? Now, it does mean that we could potentially see fans return to, back to watching games if it is successful and if it is, accessible to the, rest of the population. There is hope for Chelsea fans' stadium return, with the Premier close to agreeing the health pass support with the government. Chelsea fans can start dreaming about a return to Stamford Bridge in person, rather than watching it on the TV screen. But there comes a catch. Fans must be prepared to take the COVID-19 vaccine that the government announced should be rolled out in the country. The Premier League are close to agreeing a blueprint with the government to add COVID-19 vaccine records to a digital health passport, which may fast-track the return of crowds next year, according to The Telegraph. The announcement from the pharmaceutical giants Pfizer and biotech of a 90% effective vaccine for COVID-19 must be taken with caution right now, with nothing set in stone. But the UK government seems to believe that they can start rolling out in the country before the end of the year. Whether you agree with the vaccine or not, this appears to be the fast-track way of being able to watch your beloved team play live again. So really, really interesting and exciting news for all of us, including myself, that lives quite near Stamford Bridge. For fans that live in London, this is fantastic news. Even fans that, watch from abroad, anyone that watches this, seeing fans in the stadium watching it from TV, you see the atmosphere, you hear it, there's a more surreal feeling to it. And of course, that's going to have an impact on the players, and home advantage will finally return again. There's not been a home advantage because of COVID-19, and you will see the return of that. And I think it's time, man. It's been too long. But of course, we need to do it with caution, with precautionary measures. We need to make sure everyone's safe. Safety and health does come first, so we need to make sure that's in check. But it is promising news. That is really interesting news. But what do you guys think? Do you think the COVID-19 vaccine is effective? And do you think it's good news that fans are returning back to football? Leave me your thoughts and opinions. But moving on to the main topic of this video, and that is the DM position. Now, who should Chelsea sign in January to really mount a serious title challenge and win the Champions League? Of course, in my opinion, it's the weakest area of the squad, especially with the way Lampard wants to deploy his 4-3-3 system with the two attacking eights and the DM. We are set with the two attacking eights. You've got Kai Havertz, Mason Mount. So, you already got world-class players in that position. But it's the DM role. Now, many of you may be asking, but we've got N'Golo Kante, we've got Jorginho. Now, Jorginho doesn't necessarily fit that system because of his lack of athleticism and the ability to recover the ball. Yes, he has better passing abilities than Kante, but he doesn't exactly suit Lampard's system. Whereas with Kante, his passing of the ball is not as good as Jorginho's, but he's got the athleticism. The issue with Kante is his fitness. He's approaching the age of 30. He does have a lot of injury and muscular problems, and you can't rely on him every game, especially when we play games every 3 days. You need to have lights of Declan Rice or another athletic DM that can, essentially rotate with Kante and really allow Kante to recover. Now, the first player I'm going to be looking at statistically and analysing is going to be, of course, Declan Rice. Now, getting to his statistics for West Ham, he can play. The good thing about Declan Rice, he can play centre back and DM, but his natural better position is the DM position, and he has had an average rating of 6.51 since the start of the season, which is quite good. If you look at his characteristics, his ball interception is strong, his concentration and his tackling is also extremely strong. And if you look at his style of play, he likes to play long balls, he likes to tackle, he's athletic, so he's very, very mobile in that sense, able to recover the ball quickly. He's Premier League proven, which is another bonus. He's got leadership and captain skills. He's young, only 22 years of age or 21 years of age. He's got a good relationship with Lampard. He used to be, he graduated from Chelsea, used to be in a Chelsea youth setup. And for me, he is a very good signing in my opinion if we did sign him. However, it really does come down to the price. I would not like to see us pay more than £50 million for him, if I'm being brutally honest. I think that the rumoured £70-80 million is too much, way too much in my opinion. I know he's Lampard's first choice target, but especially mid-season in January transfer window, is West Ham going to let go of their most prized asset, their best player? I don't think so, and if they did, they would let him go for a very, very, extortionate fee. Even though we've got a fantastic chief negotiator in Bruno Gama, it's mid-season. It's really difficult. Maybe in the season I'd understand, but I don't think they'd let him go for anything under £70 million in the January transfer window. Hence why I don't think he's a realistic option for January. But if we didn't sign a DM in January, then yes, I could see Declan Rice signing next summer. So we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, characteristics, he matches Lampard's style of play. He suits the system. He's effective, he likes to tackle, he likes to play long balls, he's athletic, he's mobile, and that DM position covering behind Mount and Havertz, I think he'd be suitable, and he would be world class in that position. Again, he's young, so there's room to develop. He's got fantastic attributes to suit the system, and there's room for improvement and development. So for me, it's good news. I think that yes, he would be a good signing, but it really depends on the price. I wouldn't really ideally like to pay more than £50 million for his signature. But what do you guys think? Is Declan Rice your first choice? Personally, he is not my first choice. Next player we'll be speaking about, however, statistically would be my first choice, and that is going to be Bruno Gama from Lyon. For me, he's absolutely world class, an absolute baller. He's been superb. He's been absolutely superb for Lyon. If you look at his characteristics, his passing is very, very strong. It's absolutely elite. His long shots is strong. His key passes is strong. His dribbling, his blocking of the ball. Yes, aerially he is a bit weaker because he's not as physical or as tall as likes of Bruno Gama. But being at the same age as Declan Rice, he's got that potential. He's got that ceiling, and he's got the attributes to really be world class in that position. I know Chelsea were interested in him when we used to have Mauricio Sarri, so there is some past interest there. He was interested in signing for Chelsea. I think that he'd be a fantastic number 6 in that DM position. He's not only athletic, he's a fantastic ball progressor, an absolute world-class ball progressor. Amazing passes, long-range shooting, key passes, dribbling, progressing the ball, recovering the ball. He's sensational, absolutely world-class. And for me, he would certainly be my first choice. His style of play, his indirect set-piece threat. He's got an indirect set-piece threat. He gets fouled often, and he likes to shoot from distance. And of course, he does like to tackle as well. For me, he would be my first choice. But who would be your first choice? Would it be Bruno Gama, Declan Rice, or Denis Zakaria, which I'll be getting into in a second? But for me, it's Bruno Gama. His age suits it. His price range, he will be cheaper than Declan Rice as well. Would be about that £40-60 million range. World class and definitely achievable to sign in the January transfer window. Alongside Houssam Aouar, he is Lyon's best player, so of course it is going to be difficult to essentially sign him. But for me, he's definitely a player we should be signing. He's definitely my first choice. Now, moving on to the final player, that is Denis Zakaria. Denis Zakaria from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Again, another DM option that I have shortlisted. And of course, he is the oldest one out of the three. However, he's still relatively young, only 23 years of age. Now, getting into his characteristics, his dribbling is strong. His long shots is strong. Concentration, tackling, blocking of the ball, all extremely strong for Denis Zakaria. Like I said, his style of play, he likes to dribble. He's a very, very effective player. He's fast-paced, he's strong. His recovery and athleticism is up there, so his recovery is extremely good the way he covers the ground, but his ball progressing is an upgrade on Kante. The way he progresses the ball, there is interest in Man City, however, so we do have to be careful and wary of that. But again, he has world-class potential. He's been superb for Borussia Mönchengladbach in the past 2 seasons. And for me, he does suit Lampard's style of play regarding the system, being that natural number 6 DM in behind Mount and Havertz. For me, he's a suitable player and definitely someone that should be there. But what do you guys think? Who would you sign out the 3 for that DM position? Or do you think N'Golo Kante and Jorginho is enough? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. But if you did enjoy this video, smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.